76ers here in Philadelphia as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the Wells Fargo Center. Coming in off the road, the 76ers are back in Philadelphia for this game. On paper, you'd give them the edge, but of course they're not taking anything for granted. They'll look to come out strong and prove they're the better team.
And I think for the 76ers, they look ready to make all their fans forget about last season's horrible showing. They've already picked up some impressive victories.
Greg, this is a much improved squad. I mean, I don't know where they'll end up in the standings, but they'll be better than a year ago.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Gallinari is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then there's Harris. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Mudiay in at the 1 spot. Now here is Gallinari. Now the pass to Chandler, to the wing on the left. Mudiay kicks to Harris. Chandler is screen, 6 to shoot. Here's Gallinari. Can't hit, so Philadelphia will take it the other way. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, the bench production in that game was terrific. Points from multiple sources.
Yeah, everybody that stepped on the floor played and made a contribution, and that's always a positive thing.
The 76ers struggled last year, but it was mostly due to their offensive issues, Greg. At times, they could be okay on defense.
No doubt, Kevin. They've got a good group of rim protectors, and they also knew how to force turnovers, but they have got to improve offensively.
There's a screen by Noel. In the corner, Cannon with it. Covington passes to Okafor. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Kicks to Gallinari. Screen by Nurkic. Harris against Iverson. Now the feed to Gallinari. Chandler with a screen for Gallinari. Back to Chandler. Here's Harris. From the high post, he drills it. Harris has got his first points of the game. 76ers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Cannon kicks to Okafor. There's a screen by Noel. The 3 from Iverson, and that one's good. Iverson's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Mudiay dishes to Gallinari. Okafor grabs the miss.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
They get it back. Noel. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Well, with Nerlens Noel coming out, we knew he'd be a plus shot blocker. He set the Kentucky single-game record with 12 in a game shot blocks. He also knew he had the chance to be a great rebounder, but we definitely knew he needed help with his shot, and that will continue on into next year.
Yeah, you know, he spent the year rehabbing that knee, but also spent that year correcting his shooting form. And we're not talking about just a tweak when it comes to shooting the basketball.
And it's Gallinari missing.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Passes it to Covington. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gallinari. Here's Covington. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Knicks in New York. Cannon kicks to Okafor. They grab their own miss. Feeds it to Cannon. Here's Iverson. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Okafor. And Noel kicks to Iverson. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Noel passes to Iverson. Nurkic against Okafor. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor. The Nuggets trail by 5. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
A nice shot by Gallinari.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And so here is Philadelphia. And here is Iverson. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. Okafor against Nurkic. The 11-footer, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
The 76ers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
Not a strong suit for this group, just around 71%.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement, so that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
The Nuggets trail by 4. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
A bit ago, Mike Malone and I were able to chat. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup, their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks. They're thinking about their defense right off the bat here.
Yeah, great thought, really, to have coming out of the locker room. Worry about making stops first and foremost. Let the offense take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree somewhat, but at some point you've got to do some work offensively as well. They can't rely on defense alone.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
Boozer, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Grant comes in for Robert Covington. Here's Arthur. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
Philadelphia leading by 5. Iverson outside. Over to the left wing. Grant gets a wide open look. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And, you know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season, miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but it's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way. You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kick-out's the only choice. Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. Took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
So both teams changing it up here. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Screen by Boozer. On the wing, Thompson. Grant down low. He's guarded by Arthur. And pushing it up, here's Denver. From 12 feet out. And it's Foy missing. Gallinari did get better and better over time. And he improved. He started to get back to his former self near the end of the season.
Yeah, had that huge 47-point explosion towards the end of last season. And listen, he's still a young guy and hopefully can continue to build after his injury woes.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Guarded by Nelson. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
Nuggets ball.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at the Cavaliers. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, there's the 76ers. They're much further down in the standings right now.
And right now for the 76ers, if the season were to end today, they'd find themselves right in the playoff hunt. That's some serious progress for a team that struggled so much of last year.
Unfortunately, the season doesn't end today. There's a long way to go, but still, it looks like they're on the right track.
Guarded by Nelson. Here's Boozer. Arthur grabs the board.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Barton. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Raptors in Toronto. Pass to Arthur. Puts up a three. The shot will not go. And it's Philadelphia the other way. And going against Denver, their first meeting of the season.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Neither team a big-time contender in their respective conferences, Greg, but when the teams are fairly evenly matched, it can still be entertaining basketball.
1:49 left in the first quarter of the game. And it's good.
They ran that inbound play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Now, here is Nelson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Arthur dishes to 4. 4 on the shot clock. Gets the front of the rim and out. The 76ers leading by 3. To the left wing. And Marshall kicks to Boozer. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Denver with a tough year last season. A lot of losses for them on the road as they would go, what, Clark, only 11-30 away from the Mile High City.
Yeah, and Kevin, they ended the season on a 5-game road losing streak as well. I mean, they had mostly given up at that point as they had tried to develop young players, and it just kind of blew up on them down the stretch.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
A big problem for the Nuggets last year is that they just couldn't hit shots away from home. I mean, they finished in the bottom 5 in terms of field goal percentage on the road.
And Denver has possession. 4-point game. Nelson the pass to Foy. There's a good screen. Barton. And the foul called on Darrell Arthur. That's his first foul.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And the 76ers making a change here. Stauskas is checked in. There's the 3. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Hey, I've got one more note on the Nuggets and the road. I mean, when you shoot as poorly as they did, as you mentioned, you start to lose some confidence and second-guess things. It's a lot harder to fight through shooting slumps like that in somebody else's building, no doubt.
Now 4. Tony Roten missing on the 3. 4 on the clock. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And that one's good. Barton's got 5.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
The drive by Boozer. And it's good. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. 76ers on top, up 1. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.